Hey viewers, welcome to African Tales by Afi. Please kindly click the subscribe button to get notified for more amazing stories. In the quiet village of Willowbrook, where trees danced gently with the wind and the birds sang cheerful songs, lived a kind young woman named Lena. Lena didn't have much. She lived in a small, cozy house with creaky wooden floors and worked at the town's bakery, but her heart was bigger than the tallest mountain. One afternoon, dark clouds gathered above the village like a group of angry giants. Thunder rumbled, and rain began to pour. Most villagers hurried inside, closing windows and lighting candles. But Lena had forgotten her umbrella at work, and now she was walking home in the heavy rain, trying to keep her bread dry under her shawl. As she passed by Willow Lake, a loud scream pierced the sound of the storm. "Help! Help!" came a tiny voice. Lena froze. Her eyes searched through the sheets of rain. Then she saw it. A little girl in a red raincoat had fallen into the fast-rising water. Her arms flailed as she struggled to stay afloat. "Oh no!" Lena gasped, dropping her bread. Without thinking twice, Lena kicked off her shoes and dove into the lake. The water was cold and wild, splashing in all directions. Lena swam hard, pushing against the waves. "I'm coming," she shouted. The little girl coughed and cried, "Please don't let go." "I won't." "I promise," Lena said firmly, wrapping her arms around the girl. Using all her strength, Lena swam back to the shore with the girl in her arms. Her lungs burned and her arms ached, but she didn't stop until they were safe on land. They collapsed in the grass, both shaking and soaked to the bone. "Are you okay, sweetie?" Lena asked, brushing wet hair from the girl's forehead. The girl nodded weakly. "Thank you. I was chasing my puppy, and I slipped." Lena gave her a tight hug. "You're very brave, but next time, stay far from the water, okay?" Just then, a black car came screeching to a stop nearby. A tall man in a dark coat jumped out, running toward them. "Maya!" he cried. The little girl leapt into his arms. "Daddy!" The man held her close, tears mixing with the rain on his cheeks. "Are you hurt? What happened?" "She fell in the lake," Lena explained, still shivering. "I pulled her out." The man looked at Lena in astonishment. "You saved my daughter? You could have drowned." "I couldn't just walk away," Lena said softly. He stared at her for a moment. I don't know how to thank you. You saved Maya's life." "I'm just glad she's safe," Lena said. "I'm Ethan Blake," he said, offering his hand. "And this is my daughter, Maya." Lena shook his hand. "I'm Lena." Ethan looked around. "Come, both of you. Let me drive you somewhere warm. You're freezing." Lena hesitated. "Oh, I'll be fine. I live nearby." "Nonsense," Ethan insisted. "It's the least I can do." Soon they were all inside his warm car, the heater humming and the windows fogging up. Maya held Lena's hand the whole ride, smiling through her tears. "Are you a superhero?" Maya asked. Lena laughed. "No, just a girl who knows how to swim." "You're my superhero," Maya whispered. Ethan looked at Lena with grateful eyes. "You truly are." By the time they reached Ethan's grand house on the hill, the rain had slowed to a drizzle. The house was like something out of a storybook, tall, with flowered balconies and golden lights glowing through every window. "Please come in," Ethan said. "Let me give you dry clothes and something warm to drink." Lena had never been in such a house. She looked around in awe. Everything was polished, beautiful, and quiet. As a maid brought her a towel and warm tea, Maya curled up beside her on the couch. "Can you stay a little longer?" the girl asked sweetly. Lena smiled. "Just for a little while." Ethan watched the two of them from across the room. His heart was full of relief, and something else he didn't quite understand yet. A connection, perhaps. A spark. That rainy day, something unexpected had begun. Something warm and magical. The next morning, Lena woke up to the soft sounds of birds chirping outside her window. The storm had passed, and the sun peeked gently through the clouds. As she stretched and yawned, she smiled to herself, remembering Maya's tiny hands holding hers and Ethan's grateful voice. She had left their house late the night before, after hot cocoa and laughter, with a warm coat that Ethan insisted she keep. Just as she was tying her apron for work at the bakery, someone knocked on her door. Knock, knock. Lena opened the door to find a man in a tidy uniform holding a letter. "Good morning, Miss Lena," he said politely. "This is for you. From Mr. Ethan." Lena blinked. "Oh, thank you." She closed the door and opened the fancy envelope. Inside was a cream-colored card with gold edges and neat handwriting. "Dear Miss Lena, thank you again for saving my daughter's life. Maya hasn't stopped talking about you. We'd be honored if you would join us for dinner tonight at our home. Please say yes. Warmly, Ethan Blake." Lena's cheeks turned pink. Dinner at a fancy house? She had never been invited to something like that. But Maya's sweet face popped into her mind, and she nodded to herself. "I'll go," she whispered. That evening, Lena wore her cleanest dress, a soft blue one she saved for special days, and brushed her hair until it shone. As she stepped outside, a black car was already waiting to take her back to the Blake house. When she arrived, the house sparkled even more than before. Flowers lined the walkway, and the door opened before she could knock. "Lena!" Maya cheered, rushing to hug her. "You came." Ethan appeared behind her, smiling warmly. "Welcome back." Dinner was held in a cozy room with a round table and candlelight. The food smelled delicious: roasted chicken, buttered carrots, warm rolls, and berry pie. "This is too fancy," Lena whispered to Maya. "It's just dinner with family," Maya said proudly. Lena giggled. During the meal, Ethan asked lots of questions. "Where did you learn to swim so well?" "My mama taught me when I was little," Lena replied. "We lived near the river." "And do you always jump into lakes during storms?" he teased gently. "Only when someone's in trouble," she replied with a wink. After dinner, Maya tugged on Lena's hand. "Can I show you something?" Lena followed her up a winding staircase into a pink-painted room full of toys and books. "This is my room," Maya said. "Anne, I was wondering something." "What is it, sweetie?" "Would you come back again? Not just for dinner. Like, maybe, every day?" Lena blinked. "Every day?" Ethan had stepped into the room and overheard. "I think what Maya is trying to say," he said gently, "is that we'd like to offer you a job, if you'd like it." Lena's mouth fell open. "A job?" "Yes," Ethan nodded. "Maya needs someone kind and smart to help her with her reading, her schedule, and to spend time with her when I'm busy. She's taken quite a liking to you." Lena looked down at Maya, who was smiling hopefully. "But I work at the bakery." Lena said. And I've never been a personal assistant before. Ethan smiled. You don't need a fancy title. You just need to care. And I know you already do. Lena thought for a moment. Could she really work in a big house, helping a little girl who already felt like family? I'd love to, she said finally. Maya squealed with joy and threw her arms around Lena's neck. Yay! You're going to be with me every day. Ethan's smile grew wider. Then it settled. From that day forward, Lena became part of the Blake household. She helped Maya with schoolwork, braided her hair in the mornings, and told her bedtime stories at night. She learned where everything was in the big house and even made the staff laugh with her kind heart. And every now and then, Lena and Ethan would talk long after Maya had gone to bed. They shared stories, dreams, and sometimes sat in comfortable silence watching the stars. What had started with a rescue was slowly becoming something more, something warm and special. Something that felt like home. Lena had been working at the Blake home for nearly 2 months, and every day felt like a new adventure. Maya was full of curiosity, always asking questions about stars, birds, and dreams. Lena answered each one with love and care, often turning her replies into magical stories. One breezy afternoon, as the garden filled with butterflies and sunshine, Lena and Maya sat under the big willow tree reading a book. Maya leaned her head on Lena's shoulder and giggled at the silly story. I wish you were my mommy, she said suddenly. Lena's eyes widened. Oh, Maya. You already take care of me. You make me laugh and hug me when I cry. Isn't that what mommies do? Lena smiled gently and hugged her. I love taking care of you, Maya. You're very special to me. From the house window, Ethan watched them with a quiet smile. Lena's presence had brought a lightness to his home, something he hadn't felt in years. Since Maya's mother had passed away when she was a baby, it had been just the two of them. He had tried to be strong for Maya, but it was Lena who brought laughter back into the halls and warmth into their hearts. That evening, as the stars twinkled above, Ethan asked Lena to join him for tea on the balcony. The wind was soft, and the sky stretched wide and deep like a blanket. Lena, he said, stirring his tea, have you ever wondered why certain people come into our lives? Lena nodded. Yes. I think some people are like lanterns. They show up when everything is dark and help us see again. Ethan looked at her. That's exactly what you've done, for both of us. Lena blushed. I've just been myself. And that's what's so wonderful, Ethan said. Maya adores you. And truthfully, so do I. Lena's heart skipped a beat. She didn't know what to say. She looked out over the garden, where fireflies danced like tiny stars on the ground. I never thought someone like me would live in a house like this, she whispered. I used to bake bread, remember? Lena, Ethan said, his voice steady, a kind heart is worth more than gold walls. You belong here. Not because of what you have, but because of who you are. The next day, Lena noticed something strange. Some of the staff had begun whispering behind her back. She overheard Mrs. Dawes, the head housekeeper, muttering to another maid. Can you believe it? A girl from the bakery, now walking the halls like a lady. She's sweet, the maid said quietly. Sweet? Maybe. But don't forget, Mr. Blake is very wealthy. And she's just her. Lena tried to ignore it, but the words clung to her heart. That evening, while helping Maya with her puzzles, her smile wasn't as bright. Are you okay? Maya asked. Lena nodded. I'm just a little tired, Pumpkin. Maya tilted her head. Is it because some people don't like you here? Lena looked at her in surprise. You heard? I have ears, Maya giggled. Then she grew serious. But I don't care what they say. I know you're the best thing that ever happened to us. Lena hugged her tightly. Thank you, sweetheart. Later that night, Ethan found Lena in the kitchen, staring at a cup of tea. Is everything all right? He asked gently. I'm just wondering if I really belong here, she said quietly. Ethan walked closer and said, Lena, you've changed this house. You've given Maya joy, and you've given me hope again. But some people think. Let them think what they want, he interrupted kindly. I know the truth. And so do you. Lena looked into his eyes. She felt safe. Seen. Loved. The whispers would come and go, but the truth, strong and steady like a lighthouse in a storm, remained. That night, as she tucked Maya into bed, the little girl whispered, Don't ever leave us. I won't, Lena promised. And deep inside, she knew something wonderful was waiting. Love had crept in gently, like the morning sun, soft, bright, and unstoppable. Spring arrived in Willowbrook, painting the trees with soft pink blossoms and filling the air with the scent of blooming flowers. The days grew warmer, and the Blake house buzzed with cheerful energy. Yet something in the air felt different, like something big was about to happen. One sunny morning, Lena stood by the window in the library, watching Maya chase butterflies in the garden. Her heart was full of joy, love, and the quiet wonder of how much life had changed. Mr. Ethan Blake walked in, holding a small wooden box in his hand. Lena, he said gently, can I speak with you for a moment? She turned and smiled. Of course. They sat near the fireplace, where Maya's toys were still scattered from the night before. Ethan held the box between his palms, almost nervously. Do you remember the day we met? He asked. Lena nodded. How could I forget? The storm, the lake, little Maya. Ethan chuckled. That day, I was terrified. I thought I was going to lose her. But then, like an angel out of the rain, you appeared. You saved her life, and mine. Lena's eyes softened. It was just the right thing to do. But it became so much more, he said. You became her light, and mine. You made this house a home again. He opened the little wooden box. Inside was a simple, elegant ring with a small sparkling stone that glowed like morning dew. Lena gasped. Lena, Ethan said, his voice warm and full of hope, would you give me the honor of becoming my wife, and Maya's mother? Lena covered her mouth, eyes wide with surprise. Ethan. I. Just then, Maya peeked through the door. She saw the ring and ran toward them with big, excited eyes. Is it happening? Is it really happening? She squealed. Ethan laughed. Only if Lena says yes. Maya grabbed Lena's hands. Please say yes. Please, please, please. Lena looked at them both, at the little girl who had become her heart, and the man who had become her home. With tears in her eyes, she smiled and said, yes. 1,000 times, yes. Maya screamed with joy and jumped up and down. Ethan slipped the ring on Lena's finger and hugged her tightly, his heart full. Soon, the entire house buzzed with excitement. The staff, even Mrs. Dawes, couldn't help but smile when they heard the news. Whispers of doubt faded, replaced with kind words and claps on the back. A few weeks later, the garden was decorated with white ribbons and flower petals. Neighbors from all over Willowbrook came to celebrate. Lena wore a soft cream-colored dress with tiny pearls, and Maya had a matching one with a flower crown. As Lena walked down the aisle, Maya held her hand and whispered, "Now you're really my mommy." Lena smiled through her tears. "And you're really my forever girl." Ethan stood under the blooming willow tree, waiting with a heart that nearly burst with happiness. When Lena reached him, he took her hand and whispered, "You've given us a new life." "And you've given me love I never dreamed of," she replied. The ceremony was simple and beautiful, filled with laughter, music, and stories. After the I-dos, Maya shouted, "Now we're a real family." The crowd cheered, and the three of them embraced. That night, as stars lit the sky and fireflies danced once again, the new family sat by the lake where it had all begun. "Funny how one stormy day changed everything," Lena said. "It wasn't just the storm," Ethan replied. "It was your heart." "And your courage," Maya added proudly. They sat in silence, hand in hand, hearts full and grateful. From that day on, Lena, Ethan, and Maya lived not in a perfect world, but in a world where love, kindness, and bravery made everything possible. And every evening, as the sun dipped below the hills, the people of Willowbrook would smile and tell their children the tale of the young woman who saved a little girl, found a family, and became the heart of a home. Hello tribe, hope we enjoyed today's story. Please kindly put what you've learned in the comments section. Please remember to hit the like button, share this to your friends and family, as well as subscribe to see you on the next one. Bye.